shit. Where you want to begin at, Mike?
Uh, we could start with. Let's talk about the Nuggets a little bit. They about to play Game 7. You know, let's talk about them, man. What they got to do to pull this out today, because they on the road against 68 game winner, Thunder. What the Nuggets got to do to pull this out? We got no Aaron Gordon, and that's a big deal.
Big deal.
That is a huge deal not having Aaron Gordon. So what they got to do, man?
They gotta match their intensity, man.
Energy is big.
OKC is a hard place to play in.
Right.
Those fans is gonna be lit. So you gotta see probably the first 10. First 10, if they could hold up with them.
Right.
You know, keep their composure. You know the Nuggets like to fall off at the beginning.
Right. Them tough first quarters, man. They look shabby, and I just, I have to agree with you. Excuse me. They cannot afford to start the second quarter with 10, 15-point deficit.
Too much of a deficit.
Because if I just think after what happened to Oklahoma City game 1, we all saw that. How they kind of crumbled at the end of that game. The Nuggets stole that first game. And then Oklahoma City saw that if Denver is really focused, Denver can ball in the fourth quarter because Denver let some fourth quarters get away. So to me, I look at Oklahoma City and I say this is a team whose intent is to blow the Nuggets out today and make this game easy for themselves because what happens with Game 7 winners is they don't get as big a rest for that next series.
No.
Right? They get a couple days off, and then they got to freaking go and play another series. Minnesota's sitting there waiting for them. Now, for the winner of Game 7, the good news is they've been playing. They have a little momentum, so Game 1 is usually pretty good for them. But still, Minnesota's sitting there rested up, waiting. So I think Oklahoma City today, their intent is to blow the Nuggets out so that toward the end of the game, they can really kind of relax, at least mentally relax as they get ready for Minnesota. But Denver, on the other hand, I think Denver's good enough to beat Oklahoma City, but they're not good enough to blow Oklahoma City out. So I don't think Denver will have that kind of thing going for them. I think Denver, to win this game, the Nuggets just have to be deeper, and that's Coach Adelman has to be deep today. He's got to go down that bench, and the message has to be to everybody who takes off their warm-ups and goes to the scorer's table today, we need your absolute best today. We need your focus, right? If you a ball handler, be a ball handler, right? If you are in there to get rebounds, box out, get rebound, it's like the most focused effort you have to ever put out.
But that's what we're wishing for as fans.
Right.
You know the niggas only go about seven deep.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
It's been a problem
That
all
is a
year.
huge problem. We can't.
And if a homeboy's auditioning for a head coaching job, he needed to go deeper than what's going on.
Exactly.
Now. Yeah.
And that's what we need today. It may be wishful thinking, but the Nuggets gotta be. To me, the Nuggets have to be no less than 10 deep today because you don't have Aaron Gordon. Right? And even if that means Jamal and Jokic are playing 40 minutes, the other 3 guys that are rotating in are part of, a real deep pool of guys on that bench that are coming in, and you have to really... They have to be very intent on when they sit Jokic, when they sit Jamal. And then that turnover issue. Because to me, what I admire about Oklahoma City this whole season is their defense. Not their offense, but their defense. They are so freaking nasty on defense. They don't let up on defense.
Best defense in the league.
Yeah, they don't give easy baskets. They don't give easy possessions. And something that irritates me with the Nuggets is they don't value possessions. That irritates me with the Nuggets when I watch them play anytime. The Nuggets don't value possessions. And if you don't value possessions with Oklahoma City, fine.
Right.
You're going to start running fast breaks and fast breaks and fast breaks. And you look up and they'll have the blowout that they want, right? And the Nuggets are sitting there devastated. Because, in my opinion, going a little out into the future, the Nuggets roster is about to get some wholesale changes to me in the offseason. I
don't think they need wholesale changes.
I don't know.
Man, the core, they need to keep the core together. I believe they can still win a championship with their core.
They can, and they because of money issues, they got to keep that core anyway. But I think there's going to be a lot of changes to peripheral players, though, on that roster. I think there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't know, like to your point, they don't need to make impact changes because core guys do need to stay here. But I think that roster is going to look a lot different next season. But the Nuggets, they don't have a lot of wiggle room. The Nuggets don't have a single draft pick in this draft coming up, not one, unless they trade for one. And the Nuggets really don't have a lot of trade capital.
Not at all.
So the Nuggets can't do much other than watch this offseason happen and hopefully maybe do some things in free agency or what have you. But I don't know. I just feel like the Nuggets tonight is a real make or break situation for the Nuggets.
Well, hopefully our new GM will get this resolved.
And there's that. And whoever the new coach is going to be. If it's look, I wouldn't mind Adelman staying on.
He's too much like Malone to me. It's the same.
It is. It is. You know what? And then you got some other people out there who've said they're interested. There are some people out there who've said they're interested in this job. So I think unless the Nuggets advance tonight, this might be one of the most interesting off seasons the Nuggets have had in a very long time.
Yeah, it will be.
Because I think we haven't really seen a time where the Nuggets coaching job is as desirable as it is. There are people out there who want to coach the Nuggets.
Right.
So this is different than it's ever been before. There haven't ever been a lot of big names that say, I want to go coach the Nuggets.
Right.
But this offseason, there's going to be those guys out there saying, I want to coach the Nuggets. So that interview process, now that's where I'd love to be a fly on the wall, is that interviewing process for the Nuggets coach, head coach, and GM.
Right.
Because there's a GM out there saying, I could do some things with this group. So, we'll see. But first things first is take care of Game 7. So Go Nuggets. Go Nuggets, man. Hopefully they can take care of that business tonight.
Go Nuggets. Beat OKC.
Yes,
OKC.
absolutely. Beat OKC. Beat them. All right, so we got that out the way. So y'all stick with us, and we'll be back in a few.